The Stanley Cup is the greatest trophy to win in pro sports. The NHL playoffs, where teams have to win 4 rounds of best-of-7 games, and often called the hardest trophy to win. The NHL teams compete for it every year, but how did it start? The Stanley Cup, no, not that one, is the oldest trophy in North American sports. It was donated in 1892 by Sir Frederick Arthur Stanley. He bought the trophy for $50 in that time, which adds up to $1,780 in today's money. It was donated to the winner of the Championship Hockey Club of the Dominion of Canada. The first team to win the Stanley Cup was the Montreal Amateur Athletic Association in 1893. The winners from 1893 to 1914 were determined by challenge games and league play. Professional teams first became able to challenge for the Stanley Cup in 1906. In 1915, the National Hockey Association, the NHA, and the Pacific Coast Hockey Association, the PCHA, the two main professional hockey organizations at the time, came to an agreement in which their champions would face each other to compete for the Stanley Cup. The first official season of the NHL was 1917-1918. It was formed over suspension of the NHA due to ownership. The original teams to compete for the Cup were the Montreal Canadiens, the Montreal Wanderers, the Ottawa Senators, and the Toronto Arenas. There has been a couple alterations to the Stanley Cup. At the beginning of the Stanley Cup, they added tier rings from the original bowl. Later in 1927, they started to add narrow bands. When the Stanley Cup got too long, it started to look a bit wonky. The cup got rebranded in 1947 to the one we know today. Since the Stanley Cup is the only trophy to has the winning team's names on it, the bands are often retired to make room for the new champions. Retired band, along with the original Stanley Cup bowl, are in the Hockey Hall of Fame. The Montreal Canadiens have won 23 Stanley Cups since the start of the NHL. They also won one in 1916, with Toronto as second, who have 13. The Habs also hold the record for the most consecutive championships with 5. They did this between the years of 1956 and 1960. There only has been 2 years where the Stanley Cup hasn't been awarded. 1919 due to the Spanish flu, and 2005 due to the NHL lockout. The player who has won the most Stanley Cups is Henry Richard. He won his first Stanley Cup in the 1955-56 season, and his last in the 1972-73 season. For the goalie who won the most cups, it's tied between Ken Dryden and Jacques Plateau, who both have won 6. So there you have it, the story of the Stanley Cup and everything you need to know about it. If you enjoy these type of videos, hit subscribe because I'll be posting more Hockey Explained. And don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it. See you next time. Bye.